Hello, everyone. My name is Cat Oriel with Forbes Breaking News, and today I'm here with Judge Brenda Harbin-Forte. You're the president of Oakland United to recall Mayor Sheng Thao. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Of course. So there have been a lot of developments within the story over the past few days. Even today, there's breaking news. So before we get into everything, including the FBI raid on the mayor's home, first tell me about oust. What made you personally decide to lead the efforts to oust the mayor of Oakland, and who else makes up the team who is funding you?
With respect to the decision to get involved, I'm a retired Alameda County Superior Court judge. I was fine in my retirement. I got a decent retirement pay. I didn't have to get involved in this. But I was so stressed out, so concerned, I should say. I was enjoying my retirement. I did not have to get involved in local politics, but I was so concerned about the direction in which I saw Oakland going under this mayor's leadership. I felt I needed to step up to the plate and try to make a difference. One of the first things she did was, of course, to fire our former police chief, Ron Armstrong. I was on the police commission when she made that decision. I had read the investigative reports. There was no basis for firing him, and that was concerning. And he was a very popular police chief. Many of you may have seen the protests and showing that the community supported him. Was well liked in so many of the communities in Oakland. But I got involved because I just did not like the direction in which I was going up. When she fired the police chief, we were without a permanent police chief for more than a year or so, it seems. And it was just simply too much going on. And with respect to the other people involved, we have a broad range of people on our team. We have young, old. We have Republicans, Democrats, Independents. We have people who live in the flatlands of Oakland as well as in the Oakland Hills. We have a lot of support. We have business owners. We have individuals. It is really a broad base of support
Mhm.
for this recall.
And that being said, what has the mayor done that has sparked the effort to recall her?
Well, we've been very, very successful. It is unprecedented to recall an elected official in Oakland. We collected more than 40,000 signatures that we submitted to the registrar of voters to qualify this the election, the recall election for the November ballot. And those signatures again were from all parts of everywhere in Oakland. So we last week has been I'm still reeling from it. Really, last week has just been a just a roller coaster of events. On Tuesday, we got the information, the notice that our signatures were sufficient to get this on the November ballot. That was Tuesday. On Wednesday, we had a press conference announcing, that this matter would be on the November ballot, and also asking the mayor to resign and to save the city some money because she's not going to be able to recall to survive this recall. The mayor is not going to be able to survive this recall. We collected more signatures than voted for her in the as the first place in the 2022 election. We have asked her and had asked her on Wednesday to resign. Thursday, there is the FBI raid. And if there were people who were thinking about supporting her, then that potential support now disappeared. We are getting so many contacts, communications, and comments that she needs to go. She needs to go. This is a stain on Oakland's record. And even though we understand she's not been charged with anything, the reality is that her house was searched by the FBI and other law enforcement agencies, and she's going to be distracted. She needs to devote her full time to Oakland and Oakland's problems. Do that while she's wondering what's going to happen with this investigation.
So what was your reaction to the FBI agents raiding her home? You're so heads down on the recall efforts. Was this a complete surprise? I mean, a lot of people might be confused thinking it's related. Is it all related to the recall efforts? And why did the raid even happen?
I have no idea why it happened. I was as surprised as everyone else that the raid occurred. I had, although I knew that she was under investigation because I talked with her chief of staff about a year or so ago, who had told me that they had taken her concerns to the FBI and that the FBI was investigating a number of people. I knew about an investigation, but certainly did not expect it to occur when it did occur. And the timing of it was just, certainly coincidental, although some people have a conspiracy theory going on out there that that we coordinated with the FBI. It's kind of like, okay, there would have been a lot of moving parts. Okay, you get the ROD, the register of voters on Tuesday to say if the signatures are good, and then we have our press conference, and then we've coordinated with the FBI and IRS and U.S. Postal Service to come in and do this raid on Thursday and raid her home as well as other homes and businesses. It's just, it is ridiculous that the conspiracy theory that she spread today is just an embarrassment for her.
Mhm. So you mentioned a little bit her press conference today. So what was your reaction to now that hearing her defending her innocence following the raid and also slamming the recall campaign?
Yes, I thought it was pathetic. I thought it was an unhinged way to address the problems. He is now an absent mayor. She was already an absent mayor in many regards, many levels. But to spew out this unhinged conspiracy theory just lets me know that she really is not well. She is not capable of leading Oakland. If she were to just think about what she is saying, um, nobody, sane people will not buy into what she's saying. Okay? Um, but I thought it was sad. I thought it was pathetic. I thought it was an embarrassment, and that and also she basically said that she'd done something wrong. I mean, she's like, something about I haven't done any more than other people have done. And so it's like, that's not something you say. You don't admit, okay, yeah, I did wrong and everything. But I just think that just she just lacks good judgment. This is just another example for judgment. And she wants to be a victim. She thinks people should forget all of the reasons that we had for recalling her and then let her play victim and feel sorry for her. Feeling sorry for her is not going to get Oakland out of the problems. It's not going to solve the problems that Oakland is facing. And this budget is a disaster. This budget is going to bankrupt. And you got city council members there who, instead of really asking the critical questions and stopping the bankruptcy of the city, they're going along with it. But that's what they have been doing all along.
Mhm.
So many of them have been enabling this mayor as this mayor has taken down the city of Oakland.
So I want to make sure that we laid out all of the issues and examples of the reasons why you sparked the effort to recall her. So we mentioned the former police chief, her firing the former police chief, the budget, and just overall crime. Is there any other reasons why
Yeah,
um, Oust is trying to lead these efforts?
yes, and when we gave her notice of our intent to recall, we listed the crime, we listed the firing of the police chief. We also listed the fact that she had failed to submit the grant for retail theft. There was free money out there to address the problem of retail theft. Really would have brought 15 to $20 million into Oakland to help us fight crime. And Oakland missed that deadline. We also talked about the aides leaving basically on her watch, to say that, that wasn't my responsibility. You still could have negotiated better, I think. There are just so many things that are going on. We're looking as well. For example, she has, I think she called it a deputy mayor or something. She created a position for a deputy mayor. No other mayor has ever had that kind of position. So you found money somewhere to hire somebody called a deputy mayor, and the city's broke. So it's just all of those kinds of things that are poor judgment, and she continues to gaslight. She's not honest with people. She gaslights about the level of housing. She gaslights the people about all kinds of things instead of stepping up to the plate and taking responsibility and being the kind of leader that.
So if she is to be recalled in November or resign before then, do you have someone that you support replacing her?
Well, under the law, under the Constitution, we do not elect a replacement for these local recalls. Unlike the governor's recall, where it was should he should he be recalled, and then you also had people who were on the ballot to replace it. It's not permitted for a local recall.
Mhm.
So we did not start this recall with the idea that there was one candidate that we were going to get behind. We expect there to be a number of good candidates in the race to replace her. So we don't, we're not pushing it, and we have stayed away from it because we don't want this to be about one person or one successor. We also know, for example, that in terms of the mayor herself, that this she's an illegitimate mayor. She filed her papers late. She was seen leaving her office after the 5 p.m. deadline. She goes over to the city clerk's office. Her signatures are there. Paperwork isn't done. She should never have been on the ballot in the first. And had the law been obeyed, and had city city clerk, for example, not let her file her papers late, we would not be in this mess that we're in now. Because she would never have been on the ballot. With ranked choice voting, there were about 3,000 ballots that were thrown out for various reasons. The city didn't do enough education about this five ranked choice voting now, when it used to be three, it had always been three. And even a couple of days before the election, the mayor was telling people you have three choices. Well, that was not true. There was so much confusion in the ranked choice voting in the election.
Mhm.
So there is just she needs to go. She should never have been elected in the first place, and she has been a disaster for it.
Mhm. So it sounds like there were also systemic factors that led to her election that you also don't agree with.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then there was the issue with respect to the way she was having staff. She had staff work on campaigns on city time. Well, that's a no-no. Our taxpayer money isn't supposed to be going to her campaigns, either for city council or for mayor. And so she did those kinds of things. And so it's just there were a lot of things. It's systemic, and then just the way she does business, and the way she feels apparently no obligation to be up for people. She holds a press conference today. She doesn't take any questions from the media. We held a press conference after. We took questions from the media. It's got to ask us whatever you want. We believe in transparency. But she is, and she wants to say, I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. Well, guilty of what? First of all, you haven't even been charged. So what do you mean you're not guilty of anything? And second, saying that you're not guilty of anything doesn't reassure people. They raided your house. It removed a lot of materials. We knew that there were allegations, for example, that her boyfriend was selling seats on various boards and commissions. And so somebody was getting some money for that, according to people who used to work for her, including her former chief of staff. So it's just too much.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me about this today and lay anything out. Is there anything we didn't get to touch on that you'd like to add?
No, I just hope people understand that this recall movement is not some vast right wing Republican led recall effort where we have all decided that we are going to victimize the mayor. These are common everyday people. And as I said, our movement, and indeed is a movement, is a movement of common everyday citizens in Oakland, not these millionaires. By the way, she has plenty of millionaires supporting her, but not these right-wing Republican millionaires. So I just want people to understand that Oakland deserves better. And we hope too that if it does have to come to an election in November, that they will vote to recall. But we're hoping that she will save the city some money. She can step up right now and save the city some money by recalling so that in a fashion so that we can get this on the November ballot and that November election will be to elect a new mayor to sort of do that for the city.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Right, welcome. Thank you.